Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to cover how to submit data to OPUS, more specifically OPUS Share for a GPS on benchmark observation. So one of the first steps that you need to do after you get your observation in the field is get your files all organized. So it's a good idea to have the data sheet of the actual file or point, that you measured. So you have the PID, the description, and any other information that you'll need when you enter this into the OPUS. You're going to need your receiver file. Now this is a Trimble T04 file. They have T02 and T04. That'll be converted to a Rhinex file, which is the industry standard, and I'll demonstrate that in a minute. You're going to need your field notes. Now NGS offers a field log, a blank log, where you can put your information in here, which is a great resource. And then you're going to need, most importantly, in order to complete the observation, you'll need 2 photos. So you'll need a horizon photo. Typically they want a photo facing the southern sky, since we're in the northern hemisphere. And then they want a close-up of the actual monument. In some cases, when you use OPUS projects, they'll want a photo of the monument from eye level, so you can get like basically the immediate surroundings of the monument itself. And that's what that means when you see eye level. And that's using OPUS projects, but that'll be another video. So what we need to do is we're going to need to convert this file into the Rhinex file, which is the industry standard. Rhinex stands for Receiver Independent Exchange format. So in order to do that, I'm going to open up my Rhinex converter. Now I've already got it open. If you're on a Windows machine, you can simply type Rhinex once you hit the Windows button, and then it'll navigate you to that application. And then what you'll do is you want to browse to your T04 file. So for me, it's going to be, I have it here under OPUS Submittals, this particular point. I'm going to click on it, select it. It's scanning that file down here. And then here we're going to do we can do some quick QC. We can verify our HR is in meters to 205. Now, it's important to know you're measuring to the ARP. So this was done using a 2-meter fixed height tripod, which is 2 meters to the bottom of the quick release on the Trimble R10. You're actually 205 to the antenna reference point though. Other information, the point name is here. Make sure that that's correct. And anything else that you entered into the data collector, you can check here. With OPUS currently, it only processes using the GPS constellation, even if you're logging GNSS, GLONASS, Beidou, Galileo. So what you can do here is actually select the true option, and then when it outputs the Rhinex file, it's only going to have GPS observations in there. It'll work either way. You can do it with all the constellations, or you can opt for this, which will make us a slightly smaller file. So go ahead, and once you've reviewed all that, you're going to hit this little button over here, and it's going to say convert selected file to Rhinex. And then you can see down here that it's converting. and then it was successful. Let me just drag this over here. So now it took the T04 file, and then it created 3 separate files. The O is the observation file. That's the one that we're going to submit. The N is the navigation message, and G must be, usually it's a M for the meteorological file. Not sure what's in there exactly. There's a handy resource on the NGS website that explains in great detail what Rhinex is. I actually have it open over here. It's a text document that I've actually copied into Microsoft Word so I can take a look at it. But this document actually breaks down the Rhinex files, what's contained in them, and some samples of what that looks like. So just know that that's there. After you converted your Rhinex file, the next thing to do is upload it to the NGS website, or OPUS, which is on the NGS website. So in order to navigate to that, you can open up your search engine or browser of your choice, and you can type in OPUS, and it'll pop up usually pretty close to the top. It's Online Positioning User Service. So we'll click that, and then if it doesn't automatically take you there, you usually will want to click Upload or Home, and then it'll take you there. To get a better understanding of all the things that OPUS can do and how it works, you select About OPUS, and then there's a lot of links and resources here on how it works. And then it'll even take you to some presentations and things like that. It's important to know that when you're in the field and you're measuring your data, the antenna does need to be oriented to true north. The antenna calibrations are performed that way, and in order to get the best results, that is something that needs to be done. Antenna calibrations are performed to compute the phase center offset or variation for the antennas. NGS has a list of them. Whoops, I already had that tab open. So you can actually browse for your antenna and basically search by your manufacturer. So I'm going to say, for example, search for Trimble. And then in here you can look to see, okay, we're using a Trimble R10 or a Trimble R12. And if I scroll down here it is. Trim R10 or Trim R10 Model 2, Trim R12, R12i. And so this list will pop up when you're going to submit this to OPUS, and there's some information about each of these antennas in here. So it's a good idea to get familiar with this information, because some of the stuff is not so straightforward with the antenna models. You have to kind of dig in and figure out, okay, this Trim 77970 is actually a Zephyr Model 2. So just, yeah, when you get some time, take a look at that. But we know that we're using a Trimble R10. So I'm going to go back to my upload, and then it says here to choose a file. I can actually drag this observation file here. I click on it, and then drag, and then copy, and then it pops up. Or I can click on that and browse to it. Now here's where I'm going to pick my antenna. So I know if I got a Trim R10. Now, what I need to verify though is let me open up my Rhinex file and see if it's a Trim R10 Model 2, and there it is, R10 Model 2. So make sure to double check that. You can open up your actual Rhinex file by opening it with Notepad++. So if you right click on it, right click on the observation file and then edit with Notepad++. If you don't have that, you need to get that installed. And then you can actually view the contents of the Rhinex file. I'm not going to get into that, but it does have quite a bit of information in there. So knowing that we're using a Trimble R10 Model 2, I'm going to pick that. Antenna calibration. My height is going to be 205 because I'm actually going to the antenna reference point. I'm going to pick my email. And then when you're submitting data to GPS on benchmarks, you want to use the options. And we're going to share this. Everything that comes standard or default here is fine. It's going to determine your state plane coordinate system based on your zone, just based on the lat long. If you have a profile, you can set that. And so once you select share, you're going to upload the static because you should have somewhere between 2 and 4 hours. If you have somewhere between 15 and 2 hours, you can do rapid static. However, that won't be accepted for NGS on benchmarks, the program itself. But they want 4 hours minimum. So again, we're doing a GPS on benchmark submittal. So I'm going to use upload to static. For anything else, if you just want to compute a position for something you're not trying to share just for yourself, you can use this. Again, the difference is explained if you select the About Opus link. It'll explain the difference between rapid static and upload and static itself. So I'm going to hit upload. It's going to prompt me that it's successful, and then now I need to go through these steps: step 2, step 3, and step 4. So step 2, identify your mark. So this mark has a PID. It's not new to NGS. So the PID we know because I have the data sheet is EV2861, and now it's going to ask me for my photos. Now I should be able to drag the photo, the horizon photo, and the close-up photo from my folder, and then the description is found as described. It's found exactly as described in the datasheet. So now I'm going to upload the description. And that's it. I will be getting an email shortly, and basically saying that everything's been submitted. And then there'll be a final step to review and approve the photos, the description, and the information. And then it'll be added to the OPUS shared solution layer. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.